Chicago Sky HC comes clean on Angel Reese's rival as Atlanta Star creates WNBA history. Rhyne Howard's dominance didn't only sting Angel Reese and company. In fact, it may have stirred up something deeper in the stands. Watching from the sidelines was a familiar face in Tamera Young, someone whose journey has straddled the line between these two franchises. Young was drafted by Atlanta in 2008, but quickly found her basketball home in Chicago after being traded within a year. There, she carved out a legacy, ranking in the top 10 of 10 different statistical categories for the franchise, including points, assists, and rebounds. For years, Young's name had been synonymous with Sky basketball. And just last season, she returned as a mentor and assistant coach under Teresa Weatherspoon, helping guide rookie Angel Reese through her first pro steps. So, when Chicago announced its revamped coaching staff this April with Courtney Paris, Tanisha Wright, and Rena Wakama in the fold, one name's absence echoed louder than the one's present. Where's Tamera Young? Fans asked with good reason. Now, after this crushing loss to an Atlanta Dream Team, head coach Tyler Marsh might just be asking himself the same thing. The Sky, despite improvements in key areas, was undone by Howard's run that saw her go 12 of 25 from the field, 9 of 19 from beyond the arc, grabbing 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Now, if there is a stat line that reads like a warning shot to any team banking solely on promise over experience, this is the one. And through it all, Tamera Young sat and watched. For Chicago, it wasn't just a defeat. It was a haunting reminder of what they had, what they lost, and what they might be missing now. And who better to testify than Tyler Marsh? During the postgame presser, an interviewer asked Marsh, when Rhyne was getting hot there, particularly in the fourth quarter, how could have stalled her progress a bit better? The question was on point, and so was HC Marsh's answer. With that kind of player, you've got to continue to find her. You got to continue to have vision with her, whether she has the ball or whether she's off the ball. Truly, a little carelessness from Chicago allowed her to drain 9 3-pointers, including one at 6:40 and another at 6:11 that pushed the lead to 77-59. She then managed to cap it off with a 25-foot dagger at 2:01 and silenced any hope of a Sky comeback. On the other hand, Angel Reese missed key opportunities at the rim during crunch time. To add to her historic night, Howard's 3-pointers in this game tied the WNBA record, and she further broke the franchise record as she surpassed Renee Montgomery's previous mark. This also marked her 9th career game with 30-plus points, putting her right behind Angel McCoughtry in Atlanta's record books. For Atlanta, the night saw another milestone, as Brittany Griner moved past Lisa Leslie into second place on the WNBA's all-time blocks list. While the Dream celebrated these achievements, the evening proved thoroughly disappointing for Angel Reese's Chicago. To even begin containing Howard, the Sky needed better team coordination, recognizing player positioning and responding as a unit, not as individuals. And Young, as someone who was a control and confidence stabilizer for the Sky, her vision could have been of paramount importance. Talking about the what-ifs, one Sky player took the simple approach.
There were definitely parts of that game, and maybe even through 3 quarters, where that looked like the team you've been describing that you want to see, especially offensively. And then it unravels in the fourth. So how do you balance? How do you weigh those 2 parts of the game?
Yeah, I think we got to continue to emphasize the positives from it and improve on the negatives in that fourth. And that we got to do a better job of stopping the bleeding when it's going. And I used most of our timeouts early in the game, and so it kind of affected that down the stretch. We only had one left late, but I think we did about as good a job as you can do defensively in that first half and for parts of that third quarter, and executing our defensive game plan. But we got to continue to put together a full 40-minute game.
What did you like about the starting lineup? How did you feel like it went?
I thought it had good moments and some not good moments late. I think that Ariel gave us what she could on the ball, and she didn't turn it over tonight. I think that we asked her to step in and fill a position that she hasn't had a whole lot of familiarity in, but wanted to give another look, and again still finding that that consistency with that starting group. But I thought the effort was there for the majority of the game, and I think that they just wore us down a little bit come that fourth quarter. And obviously Rhyne caught a heater, and it was tough to stop that. But I think for the most part, again, we did a good job executing the defensive game plan tonight. We had some moments offensively that we liked, and then some others where we struggled to finish a little bit and to knock down some shots. But some good things to take away and build on, and some others that we can continue to improve on.
What clued you to the idea of putting Atkins at point? You said something like, what was it that you had seen that you thought this could work?
Yeah, I think when she was off the ball, we were trying to find ways to get her open looks, and so we just wanted to give her a chance to have the ball in her hands more and see if she can create a little bit on ball screens and things of that nature with the balls in her hands. It doesn't have to be relying on someone else to get it to her. So, but that was kind of our thought process going into it.
We talked earlier about, sticking to your system and adjusting. I mean, there looked like there were parts of this that are proof of concept. Mm-hmm. Is there some things you saw today that tell you, wow, this result is not at all what you want to look at? This is on track. There is progress being made.
Yeah, I think you always have to have a bigger picture as a coach, and so you're able to kind of see the little nuances and things and areas of improvement that exist, even when it doesn't necessarily always show in the box score. And so we got to be able to take that and highlight those and show those show those clips to our team and keep them positive and keep them motivated and seeing that there are areas that where we're growing at, and we got to continue to stick with it.
Ariel seemed like she really kind of upped the tempo too. Like it looked more aggressive.
Well, that's what we need from her. We need her to be aggressive, attacking the paint, collapsing the defense, and making those reads. We need her aggressive, shooting the ball and into the rim and taking open shots. And so, so that's what we're looking for.
She took a beating. It looked like
she did. It was a physical.
How was she at the end of the game?
Yeah, I think she'll be fine. It was a physical game. She's tough. She'll be all right.
Any more person?
Do you think having Ariel at the point kind of like forces her to be aggressive?
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's finding that balance on how to be when to be a facilitator and organizer, then when to be aggressive, finding her own shot. For someone who's as talented of a scorer as she is, it's just finding that balance. So we'll continue to help her out with that, and her teammates have been great. So I think she's on the right course.
With Rhyne, like, was it just that she got hot? Because in the first half, you guys shut her down.
Yeah.
Did something change, or she just got hot?
Well, I think a little of both, but I think that mostly, it's one of the top guards in this league, and so it's tough to stop when she's got it going like that. I thought we did a really good job on her in the first half, and I knew if she were to see one or two go in, then you had to adjust, and she can make you pay on those defensive mistakes, and so. Hats off to her, and she was able to knock them down when they needed to, and give them some life back to get them back in the game. And so, we'll get better.
We've got time for a couple on Zoom. We'll go Kelly and then Jim. Please unmute. One apiece, please.
Coach Marsh, W Swish. What areas what are you happy with in terms of growth, and where you like to see continue to grow at?
Yeah, I thought we did it, again, as good a job as you can do executing what our defensive game plan was going into the game. And we went into the half feeling pretty good, but wanted to continue to carry it into the second half. We knew that the way that they shot the ball in the first half wasn't indicative of what kind of shooting team they are and have been this season. And so we wanted to continue to make it tough in the second half, and we were able to do that in spurts. But then, again, Rhyne kind of kept them back in the game. And so, for us, it's just about putting together a consistent ball game for 40 minutes. And so I thought we did for about 30 minutes tonight. So that's what we'll build off of and continue to improve.
Jim, please unmute.
Hi, Coach. When Rhyne was getting hot there, particularly in the fourth sort of quarter, how could you maybe look back and maybe stalled her progress, stalled her a bit better?
Yeah, I think some of it was just we were losing her. We were losing vision of her, and then we made a switch into trapping her off of ball screens or attempting to, and so. But with that kind of player, you got to continue to find her. You got to continue to have vision with her, whether she has the ball or whether she's off the ball. Because if she gets a little bit of space, that's all she needs to get a shot up. And so it's hard to stop tough players like that when they got it going. And so we got to continue to learn from that.
Any more person? Awesome. Thank you.